Welcome back to the Wheel of Invention. As our current champion, it's your turn to spin the wheel. Just click the on button.
You're tuned in to Pollywood Squares, the game show that tests whether you're qualified to stop Polly from turning history into her story. In this episode, you'll rescue gum-chewing BUBBLEBOT from somewhere in time. Your first clue is a microwave oven, and it will tell you what Polly has cooking. Microwave ovens were invented by accident. In 1946, a scientist named Perry Spencer was experimenting with a form of energy called microwaves. All of a sudden, a mysterious thing happened to the candy bar in his pocket. What happened to the candy bar in Perry Spencer's pocket?
Did it melt?
That's right! Perry Spencer realized that microwaves could cook things when the microwaves melted a candy bar in his pocket. When something melts, it turns into a liquid. What was a liquid before it melted?
A solid.
Good! When a solid chocolate bar melts, it turns into liquid chocolate sauce. Yum! Which of the following is a solid?
Chewing gum.
That's correct! Chewing gum is soft enough to chew, but it's not a liquid like water. Chewing gum is what this mission is all about.
Great job! So we need to go back in time to when gum was first chewed. BUBBLEBOT, here we come.
Your second clue is a maple leaf, and it will tell you where chewing gum was invented. This leaf comes from the sugar maple. The sugar maple is the tree that gives us maple syrup. Every autumn, the leaves from the sugar maple turn bright yellow and red. The sugar maple leaf appears on the flag of the second largest country in the world. What is that country?
Canada.
Yes, indeedy. Canada is the second largest country in terms of land, but not in terms of people. Canada is located on what continent?
North America.
Correct! Canada is located on the continent of North America. It sits on the northern border of its neighbor and ally, the United States of America. Which of the following countries is also located in North America?
Wait, what? Hold on. Which of these countries is also North? Oh, Mexico.
Muy bien! Mexico is the North American country to the south of the United States. Its capital, Mexico City, is the largest city in the world. Mexico is also the place where chewing gum was invented.
Great! We're halfway on our way to Mexico. We just need to find out who invented chewing gum and when.
The third clue is a pine tree. The pine tree will tell you who invented chewing gum. Pine trees are called evergreens because their leaves are always green. Unlike maple leaves, they don't change color in the fall. There's a pine tree in Arizona that's 4,600 years old. That's as old as what?
I feel like that's the Pyramid of Egypt.
Correctamundo! That pine tree was planted when Egypt was one of the largest and richest civilizations the world has ever known. It took 20 years and 2 million enormous blocks of stone to build the Great Pyramid of Egypt. What was it built for?
Tomb, right? Or was it a palace?
Great! The pyramids of Egypt were tombs for the kings. They were filled with gold and jewelry for the king to use as he traveled to the afterlife. Which ancient American culture built pyramids?
Wait, what? Ancient American culture built pyramids. Mayans.
My, oh, Mayan! That's correct! Like the Egyptians, the Mayans built pyramids. They also invented chewing gum.
Cool. We're getting closer and closer to good old BUBBLEBOT. Now we know that the Mayans in Mexico invented chewing gum. But when did they do it?
Your fourth clue is a calendar. It will help you figure out when in history chewing gum was invented. When people first began to grow crops, they started counting the number of days between one planting time and the next. By counting the days, the first calendars were created. The first calendar was invented by a people who lived along the Nile River in Africa. Who were those people?
Wait, what? First calendar was invented by people who lived along the Nile River. Probably Egyptians.
Yes! The Nile is a river in Egypt. The Egyptians noticed that the Nile overflowed each year before planting time. They counted out the days between each flood and came up with the world's first calendar. The ancient Egyptians thought there were 365 days in the year. How many days does a year really have?
356, right? 365, sorry. What? Oh.
Each year is really 365 and a quarter days long. Every 4 years, the Egyptians had an extra day on their hands that they couldn't explain. The leap year was invented later on to fix this problem. A leap year with 366 days was invented in 46 BC by Julius Caesar in ancient Rome. Which of the following years had 366 days?
Wait, what? A leap year. Oh. Hold on one second, I'm so sorry. So it's 94.
Great job! 400 was a leap year. It was also approximately the year chewing gum was invented by the Mayans.
You did it! BubbleBot was sent to Mexico in the year 400 to make a sticky situation out of the invention of chewing gum. It's time now to rescue him. Before we take this trip back in time, can I just tell you how amazing I think you are? That said, grab the time key and let's move
I
out.
probably should go to sleep after this. I don't feel like I need to, but I should.
Well, this is it. The journey into time. Click on me to start the trip.
Alrighty.
It's a far way to go to freshen your breath, but we're off to Mexico. A Mayan woman is cooking up a batch of the world's first chewing gum. What's that BubbleBot up to? Oh no, he's pouring super glue into that pot of chewing gum. Watch out, Mayan lady, watch out! Oh, too late. Now her mouth's glued shut. Press the recall button. Let's hope it's not too late to save the world from this sticky situation. Oh, everything's back to normal. That Mayan lady is using tree sap like she's supposed to. And BubbleBot is back where he belongs. Now back to the future. Whoa, that was some landing. Press the back button on the utility belt to leave the time machine. We need to put this robot to rest.
Okay. Yeah.
It does my CPU chip good to know that I've helped bring these guys back where they belong. Well, good for you, Snotley. You rescued another one of your little friends. How sweet. But there are more where that one came from. I just hope you can rescue them in time. Let's take a look at that transquizzer and select another mission. Click on the inventory.
I'll go to the first floor
Come on,
and then select.
we can't delete.
And then hear the result.
No time to pat ourselves on the back. Select another question so we can save another robot.
Oh wow, we're almost done.
Think of each one of the... As everyone knows, you can't blow decent bubbles with regular chewing gum. That's because bubble gum has more of the stuff that makes chewing gum chewy. It stretches more than regular gum, and that lets you blow big bubbles. Oh, but don't you try it in my class. What was the first chewing gum made from? I'd love it if the whole world popped superglue into their mouths and started to chew. I'd be the only one left who could talk. Everyone would have to listen to me. That's silly, Polly. You can't chew glue. At least it's not a good idea. The first chewing gum was made from a resin found in the bark of a tree. It's strange but true. Ancient cultures such as the Mayans were chewing gum centuries and centuries ago. We've already completed that mission. Select one of the glowing buttons to head out on a new one.
Okay, last one, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Ooh.
Since the beginning of time, many painters have used walls as their canvas. In fact, 2 of the world's most famous painters got together to paint the walls of a splendid house in Italy. Too bad Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci couldn't get along. They never finished the project. The world's very first painting was done on a wall. What was the painting of? The first painting probably wasn't very sophisticated. I bet it was one of those sad clowns on black velvet. I love those paintings. They make me want to cry.
Oh my god.
You're absolutely right, young lady. The world's first painting depicted a sad clown. It was considered quite avant-garde at the time. A sad clown? The very first time a human being decides to paint is a crucial moment in history. Polly could change art history and raise sad clown paintings to the level of high art. They'd fill our museums. We gotta stop her. Click on the inventory button to put away the transquisition.
Okay.
Cut me a break, Roboticelli. Was I there? But thanks to Daddy's time machine, Pierrobot, the robot clown artist, soon will be. Unless, of course, you manage to find these 4 clues first. Stained glass, a diamond, a television, and a crayon. Now Polly's meddling in the history of art. Can you imagine the surprise on the face of the world's first painter when he or she stares back at a sad clown on velvet? I'd be surprised if they ever paint again. Imagine the world without paintings. Stand back now while I sense the place out. Okay, all sensors indicate that Polly hit a mission clue in the music hall. Voila! Another mission clue is hidden in the painting gallery.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we did the kitchens, and oh my god, I've been recording for almost 2 hours. Alright, that'll be it for today. Sorry if I've been distracted. Hopefully I've been a little bit more peppy. That's what drinking does. Bye!